Hey, it's Monday, everybody, here at CORA-ntine Cuisine. I hope you had an incredible weekend. For everybody that was celebrating Greek Easter like we were here, Christos and Nesty, and I hope you had an amazing weekend. We had lamb. As you guys know, I was cooking lamb last night for Greek Easter, and I had some lamb chops left over. So what I'm going to do is I decided to take the leftover lamb chops, and I'm going to make a quick spring stew out of it, lamb stew out of it. So I've got my pan hot here. I got pot on. And I have my ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, I've got a little mix of frozen and fresh vegetables. I also want to say we have a great guest coming on pretty soon. David Burtka, you guys know him. He's an actor, chef. He's amazing. He has a great cookbook out, Life is a Party. He has two beautiful kids with Neil Patrick Harris. He's a dear, dear friend of ours. We love him to death, and he's going to be on shortly. So I'm going to get this stew started. So I'm putting in some frozen, and I had a few fresh carrots too, so I'm mixing it up. And I'm going to add in some onion. So I'm getting those cooked. And it's not going to take very long because a lot of this is, I cut the carrots small and little small rounds, but I also have them frozen, so they're already cooked. So I'm going to mix this in real good. I've got my heat on like a medium. I started it off high, turned it down, put some olive oil in it. So I'm going to get these veggies and onions nice and cooked through. And then I'm going to have in some really delicious ingredients. So what I did was I took my lamb chops and I diced it up in little bite-sized pieces. I've got some frozen peas that I have had in the freezer. Mint. I actually had some mint, fresh herbs, some mint.
It's looking a little sad, but
it looks a little sad, I know, but we're going to use it up. It's going to have a purpose. It's going to have a purpose in this life, and that is to go into this spring lamb stew.
Yum.
And I have a little red wine. I'm going to deglaze tomato, and I'm actually adding water because I have absolutely no stock in the house. So I'm going to use what I have on hand. You know that's what the name of the game is with CORA-ntine Cuisine, is we're using what we have on hand. We're using our pantry a lot, our freezer a lot. We're using things up that we need to. We're having shelf-stable things on. We're using, and I'm showing you all tricks on how to cook on a budget and on a shoestring. So.
Oh, David's here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna
David Burtka in the house. David Burtka in the Ehrlich house. Hey, are you on yet? All right, he's coming on in a sec.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Oh,
amazing.
You look great.
Oh my God. It's nighttime here in New York City here.
Oh my gosh.
Does that mean take your voice down a little, honey?
Okay.
Oh no, we're totally fine. We're just reading and getting ready for bed. So.
Okay, so speaking of that, how old are Harper and Gideon now?
Harper and Gideon are now 9 years old. Is that insane?
That is
it's
amazing.
Insane.
It goes by so fast. I remember.
I can't believe how old and handsome your boys are. It's insane.
That's so sweet. Yeah, they are. We have a 16-year-old. We have a 14-year-old. We have a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And so almost every age across the board.
How are you dealing with this? How is the, you know what, this connection is really bad. Can we try and get me back? And
Yeah.
You know what, hold on. All I hear is echo with me. So I'm going to send another request, okay?
Okay. All right. So David will pop back on. And he looks amazing. I haven't seen him, and we try to catch up with each other in Israel. Remember, honey?
Oh, yeah.
They were there for Gay Pride, and we were there for the boys' bar mitzvah. And we were all in Tel Aviv at the same time. We try to catch up with each other, but we miss each other. And hopefully, when this is all over, we all get to connect in New York or in LA. But I met David and Neil years ago.
Okay, is this better?
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh, this is so much better.
Hi.
Hi. So yes, I can't believe we didn't see each other at television. And you know what? Also, we almost overlapped in Miami at the Soho House.
Oh, that's
we kept
right.
missing each
I remember that.
Because I saw your face in the elevator, and my face was in the elevator.
You were doing your thing. You were doing your lunch. Were you doing a lunch or a breakfast there? Or dinner?
Yeah, I was doing a spring brunch there.
Oh my God! No, I saw you. Well, we saw it. We saw you in the elevator. You probably saw us on the
yes,
on
exactly.
the side. on the side.
Yes. So let me ask you, how are you dealing with this whole quarantine thing? I mean, I see you're doing tons of videos. It looks amazing. You're keeping busy. But let me ask you, how is the schooling with you?
Oh my
You've
gosh,
got
I was going to ask you the same thing. The schooling is, well, we have 6 kids, so we are
I can't
getting up
imagine.
to speed really quick on Zoom meetings and assignments and Google Classroom, and so we are teachers now.
Are you being pulled so many directions from them?
Oh, we like it better. I like having them home and watching what they're doing and making sure they hand things in and read stuff.
Yeah, we are on them. Let me tell you, they probably want to go back to school.
Well, I feel for these kids because they don't want to. I mean, they don't want to be home. They don't want to be with us. They want to be with their friends. They want to be learning with their teachers. It's tough.
I know. You know, our 16-year-old who's in high school, I think, is having the hardest time. Believe it or not, he said, you know what? Because he's in like AP chemistry and all of these college courses,
AP calculus, like everything.
Calculus and this, and he's like, it's so hard for him to learn. I mean, he's doing great. He's a straight A student, but it's still hard for him. He's like, I really need to be in the classroom, seeing the teacher, doing all this. So I think it's harder for our high schooler than our other kids. I think our other kids are like, let's get the Zoom meeting over with so we can go, swim. Or
right.
It's
hard to focus, I'm finding, for them. It's really when you're in your space.
Yeah.
And you're not able to sort of get, situated in a school classroom. You're at home. You're not in school.
It is tough.
But I feel for the kids. It's been tough. It's been tough for everybody.
Yeah, it has been tough. And how are you? Are you and Neil both doing the homeschooling? Or are you guys doing it like?
Yeah. We're both taking our turn. They really our school took a really back seat to all of the Zoom stuff. So, that looks so delicious, by the way.
We had Greek Easter yesterday, so I had a lot of lamb chops.
I saw that.
I had some lamb chops left over, so
those lamb chops look gorgeous.
I'm making a lamb stew. So you were saying the Zoom meetings are what?
They took a back seat to the Zoom meetings, so they would only meet for 20 minutes a day, and then the parents were responsible for doing the rest
everything
of
else. I know. It's kind of how it is.
So things are sort of changing around. This week, they're getting like a half a day now on Zoom. And then they're going back and forth with it, but it's been wild. I mean, Neil and I have our own projects we're working on, we're also moving into this new house, which has been really great out east. So we've been super busy doing that.
Yeah.
So spring cleaning and putting furniture together and all of that. So we've been really busy.
Out east, like
so
Hamptons,
kind of came at the best.
Montauk?
Yeah, in the Hamptons. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great. We love the Hamptons.
Yeah.
We go every summer. Her brother.
Oh, fantastic.
Out there. Yeah.
Well, now you'll have to come visit us.
Now we will. See, it's absolutely. We actually moved into a new house right before this happened. We got it done. I mean, not even did we not get it done in 2 weeks before we went into quarantine?
It was. We are so thankful.
So you're really nesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we are.
wild.
How is so you have some projects. I know you probably can't talk about it. They have been announced. But
there's
you've been
like
busy
3 projects that I'm just waiting for, like these great, awesome projects to be announced, but I can't necessarily do it because there's no contract signed or anything yet. So there's 3 projects that are awesome that are coming out.
I'm so happy.
But then there's a Food Network special that I'm working on, and we're supposed to film we're supposed to film next week, actually, for a Halloween special. So we were doing a lot of prep and a lot of testing for that. We film next week, but of course everything's gotten shut down. So now we're gonna have to figure out some time to shoot it in July. Then of course my book is out, and that's been doing really well. And people,
that is incredible.
I do love that. Life is a party. Let me tell you, people have been cooking so much out of that book now because everyone's cooking now because they have time, and there's restaurants that looks so great.
God. Well,
everybody on here is saying how much they love you, David, and the comments are so sweet. Everything from they love you, you're so handsome, they can't wait to get your book, can't wait to see your new projects.
Oh my gosh.
That's so nice.
I miss you guys living in LA, though, I have to say. I miss you guys living
I know. I miss you coming over and making pizzas with us.
We had some really fun parties at your house.
We did. Good fun parties. I know I do miss the West Coast. I do miss the West Coast, but I do, you know, I do love it out here. It's a lot of fun.
You know what? It's a toss-up. You know, Nicole is from New York, from Long Island. We have our brother who lives out in Manhattan. We go there all the time for business, or we did before this, but we will do it. We will be there again. And we actually, we love being in California, but we love getting on a plane and going to New York. It is so fun.
What kinds of things have you guys been cooking? I mean, we cook like 20 million meals a day because of the 6 kids.
Of course, of course. I am loving looking in my freezer and seeing what I have in my freezer and just coming up with, I've like gone through produce that I had at Christmas time. I had all this crab. So there was like every other day I was making like crab fried rice and then crab cakes. And then I had all this prime ribs. So I made French dip sandwiches. And so I've been going through the freezer and pulling out old things and sort of repurposing them and making new things out of them. So we've been doing a lot of baking. So that's been fun. My son loves to bake, so we made some pretzel rolls the other day, and we made some pretzel rolls.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We had a sourdough starter. We did that, and
that's cool.
We made some rhubarb muffins because rhubarb's in season now, and
oh my gosh! So he's following. So Gideon is following in your footsteps, huh?
Yeah, they really both like baking and cooking. You know,
really?
He loves baking breads. We did make some baguettes. And then my daughter loves making cakes and cookies and sweet things. So it's, you know, it's the best of both worlds. We're getting fat here, but it's, you know.
A couple of our kids like to really cook. Like one is a beast in the kitchen. Like he's a beast. He's a beast. He's 12 years old. Then we have Gavin, who also loves to cook too. We have a lot of big eaters, but Nicole is a great baker. We actually just made this Greek Easter bread yesterday that was.
I saw it. It's gorgeous.
Did you see it?
It looked like it. Yeah, it looked like it came from a professional bakery.
First time she ever made the dough, and we had made it together. We made it together, and then I baked the bread, and I was.
She's being kind by saying that I made it. It was really.
You helped me. You helped me a lot.
Yeah.
But
when you always bring people in the kitchen.
What's that?
I said when you bring people in the kitchen, you want to give them credit so that you know they want to come back to do it. I do the same thing.
Aww.
That's the key. You want them to come back and do it again. So you build them up, way up.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? What are you cooking for dinner? What did you guys have for dinner tonight?
I had some meatballs in the freezer, so I pulled those out, and I made a quick marinara sauce, and we had spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh my God!
And I made a Caesar salad.
You know, that's why I started the shows, because we were cooking dinner every night, and I said, you know, a way to connect for us is to help people. I kind of wanted this to be like a hotline for people to, because everybody's cooking more than they ever thought they would be in their kitchen, like 3 meals a day at least, 7 days a week now. So that's 35 meals to 40 meals a week. The people are cooking. Not many people cook like that. So, you know, even breakfast for the kids, they're not going to school now. So you're cooking breakfast, you're cooking lunch. So we started CORA-ntine Cuisine because we were cooking dinner anyway. We wanted to share with people what we were doing and give them tips and advice and share recipes and how to cook on a budget and how to cook with what you have on hand, just like you're talking about, going in your freezer.
I love the pantry idea that, you know, and I love that you're teaching people that, okay, so I didn't have stock, so water is just going to be fine. You know, I mean, what you have is perfect.
Yeah.
There's, you know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to follow
exactly
completely. It's, you know, that's the good thing about cooking is that you know the basics and you know the steps, then you can substitute anything you want. It's great.
Really true. You just have to use recipes as a guide. You know, I always tell people use it as a guide. And even if you perfect something and you're really great at it, take it a little further. If you do a great whole roasted chicken with garlic and herbs, take it a little further. Add something else, some other element to it or something.
Yeah, make a sauce next time for it. You know.
Exactly. Make a chimichurri for it or a romesco. Yeah. Just something different. So David, I'm asking everybody who comes on, you know, influencers and leaders like yourself, what do you think this is teaching us? What do you think this virus, this pandemic is teaching all of us? What is it teaching the world, in your opinion?
I think it's really teaching, for us to slow down, to really connect, because so much of our life we spend on our phones and not with our families. So it's teaching us to connect with our family. Also, it's interesting for me, like, a lot of really great, crazy character defects are coming out that you don't necessarily have when you have your busy day to day. So it's really making you feel and actually making you deal with your actual feelings that you have, because you can't really go out and either suppress them or go out and just forget about them. You're having to deal with a lot of this anxiety in certain ways that you're not necessarily used to. So it's teaching us to feel. It's teaching us to deal with feelings too. So
what are you doing? What are you doing? Or do you have tips and things that you and Neil are doing as a family that can help some of that anxiety and that fear?
Yeah, I mean, we've been really kind of busy with a lot of stuff, so it's been great in that sense, because I know a lot of people are going crazy with like being really isolated and not being able to do much of anything. But I do have to say that my husband and I, Neil and I, have been more connected than we ever have. Have you found that with your spouse?
Oh my gosh!
I feel like because he's not gone for 3 weeks or a week, and then he's back, and things are all like a snow globe shook up, you know. I really feel like we're more connected than we ever have been, and that's great. And it's great that the kids are seeing that as well. The kids are getting at each other's throats, as you know they do. You know, they're like an old married couple bickering all the time. But
well, you guys are like this. Like you guys are.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But I do feel like we've been trying to do a mix of iPad and family time. You know, for we don't try to have them play their iPads during the week. It's really, really hard with school, but they really gotten used to it, you know?
Yes.
But we also try and play family games together or do a puzzle
together.
That's so fun. And
you're cooking together.
We're cooking together. Yeah.
I do find the same thing.
What about you? What have you felt like you guys have done that have brought you guys together or have coped with this whole pandemic?
Well, we already have a lot of sex. We're having even more sex, which is great.
Brilliant.
That is a good coping mechanism.
Well, you know, it's really funny. They were saying that there was going to be a giant baby boom, but they're finding out, and they said in China that once the everything restrictions were off, that there were more divorce cases than baby booms.
Oh my god!
Isn't that crazy? Because people are actually living together with people that they don't necessarily like. But luckily, we have spouses that we really love.
With other things, like you just said, you just pointed that out. You just made that point, is that you're so distracted with other things. And I think that this virus, being isolated with your spouse or your partner, is definitely going to tell you a lot about your relationship. Because, I mean, we are like you guys. We feel like we're bonded even more. We're connected even more. But I know that's not the case for everybody. And I think that it's really going to show people where do we need to do the work? You know, where do we need to do the work? And hopefully, you know, that ends in harmony, not divorce, but that might happen. So, you know, but it is definitely getting to the root of who you are and how you cope with things. Because I love that point. It's amazing that, you know, we've had so many brilliant people on, like yourself, that and every single person's answer has been different on what they think this is teaching us. And every one of them is amazing. And so many of them I didn't even think of. Like with you saying.
What is yours? What is yours? What do you think is teaching
I think it's
how to cook better?
I think really the biggest thing is to first, you know, give ourselves and our earth a break. And a breather.
Did you read that because there's not as many planes that the weather is changing?
Wow. No way.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that amazing? That our air is cleaning up? That's incredible, right?
Yeah, I just feel like it's giving all of us, I think this is it's leveling the playing field for everybody, first of all, because we're all in this together. No one it does not discriminate. Everybody is level. Like, you know, many people, like all of our restaurants are shut down. Like all of our businesses are shut down. We're happier than ever. We have zero money coming in, but we're happier than ever. And it's just leveling the playing field. We're all isolated at home, everybody in the world. And I think that it's
and then we have brave people on the front lines.
Brave people on the front lines, and
that we pray for every day.
Yeah, I think it's just teaching us exactly a lot of what you just said, slowing down, recalibrating the human race. I really believe that, and giving the earth a break, you know, and I think it's wonderful. And there's just so many other things that have been, you know, that if people have pointed out as they've been on the show and answered that question, and it's just mind-blowing because there is no wrong answer. Everybody is right because it's what their perspective. And it's such a great perspective, and the one you just pointed out is really brilliant because it is true. You are here. It's an inside job. You are left to deal with those feelings you're going to have. You can't get on a plane and go somewhere. You can't walk out the door and go here and there to get rid of it. You can't. You got to sit in it. You got to be in it. You know.
True. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's going to really change when we get out of this? Do you think that there's going to be a major difference with how we're all reacting? Like, is shaking hands wrong now? What about football games? What about basketball? What about the theater? What about movie games?
It's amazing. I think people are going to, I think this is going to have a psychological effect on all of us in some way, shape, or form. And it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds when we all come out of this. You know, to be afraid, like you said, to go out to a sporting event. Is that seat clean? Is that place clean? Are they being clean?
Right.
I think our psyche is going to be affected forever. And I really do. I hope that some of these wonderful things that come out of this stick. I hope that the paradigm shifts. I really do, because we need that to happen. We need the workplace to change. We need the demands on each other to change. And I think
for people to also, just as simple as have a quality of life around food and make memories with each other.
That's true. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most of the earth, or most of America, they don't have this appreciation for food or where our food comes from. You know, they're eating out constantly, and it's hopefully it's teaching people to learn about food, to cook for themselves, to cook for their families. That could be something great coming out of this.
I hope people cook more at home. I really do. I want people to eat out too, because we have restaurants, but I do hope that there's a balance, that people do find that, wow, this was really wonderful cooking at home and spending quality time with my family and actually giving our kids food memories. You know, I know I have them from growing up with my mom. When I'd walk in and she was cooking dinner, I always smelled onion and garlic, always, every night. You know, she was cooking something, you know, with olive oil, you know, garlic, olive oil, onion, something was always cooking, and it was so comforting. So I hope that, you know, and I'll never forget that.
And it's also a life skill. You learn life skills from a young age because you were cooking in the kitchen with her and your grandma and your dad.
You did.
For sure. And your boys will pass that on to their family as well, which is incredible.
And your kids too. It's beautiful.
It's
I
good.
love talking to you. When are we gonna?
This is fantastic.
When this is all through, when we resume life, I always say, when we resume life, whatever that looks like, we have to connect. We really want to see you guys.
We've been the ships passing. Israel was weird.
I can't even believe we were in Tel Aviv at the same time. I
know, that's so wild.
Crazy. We just happened to be there for our
have a good time?
bar mitzvah and our son's bar mitzvah, and you guys happened to be there for Gay Pride. It was incredible.
It's an amazing place. I was so blown away by Tel Aviv.
We were too.
It was unbelievable.
Really blown away by
the food. Was insane. The food was so good.
Talking about like theater and stuff, we just, about 2 weeks before they put the lockdown on, we went to see Rock of Ages in LA. We saw it in New York as well, and we, you know.
Oh, you went to the opening. You went to the opening, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw you. I saw pictures of you and Frankie Grande, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. We went to see.
Yeah, and then I mean, we were just so saddened to hear about. Is it Nick? Yeah. I mean.
Oh yeah, Nick. It's crazy.
Because we literally saw him like a month ago, and he was unbelievable. What an unbelievably talented
I know, he's a
Man.
brand new baby. Brand new baby. But they started a Go Me fund. They started a Go Me fund for him, and they've been raising a lot of money, which is great. Which is really, really great.
Yeah, we've reached out
for sure.
And we're praying for him. And so we know that he'll, you know, his wife seems amazingly strong, you know, so yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I want you to give Neil a big hug for us.
I will.
Big giant.
Give your boys a big hug for me and our kids.
For sure. And thank you
so much. We'll see you in the Hamptons. If you guys are coming out.
Yes, we're going to see you. We're going to see you.
I love it.
We hope this summer. Hope this summer, for sure.
Yes.
Brown Swamp Farm, right?
Oh, yeah. We're right by there.
We had the craziest we are dreaming about it like every day. Still to this day. It's this, what was it?
It was a blueberry peach muffin. It was the best muffin I've ever had in my life.
And their pies and their, I mean, it's crazy. You go in line and you get 7 things and it's $155. There's no prices on them.
It's so
and you
true.
spend thousands of dollars on like 4
items.
items.
For $100. I don't know.
We just go for the muffin.
I'm kidding, but no, they were
it's
so
crazy.
Good. They were so good. They were worth it.
We got to work on the recipe to replicate it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we have blueberry and peach trees at our house, so we can pick the blueberries.
Oh, yes. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I love it.
That would be awesome.
We're going to have to make it happen. So good luck to you guys, and thank you for doing this. This is incredible.
Love you guys, for sure.
Love you, too.
Thank you so
all
much.
the best.
The kids.
Okay.
Love you guys. All the best.
Kisses.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good night.
You too. All right, you guys. Well, I told you it was a quick stew. I made a stew in the time that we were talking to David. And so what I have here, I'll recap, is what I did was I just started the onions with olive oil and the carrots. And then I added in the garlic, had a little minced garlic in there. And then I added in, the cooked lamb was already cooked, so I added that in. I deglazed with some red wine and put in some tomato, a little bit of canned tomato, and then finished with mint in the peas. So spring peas, these are frozen peas, and some fresh mint.
Spring frozen peas.
Spring frozen peas. Fresh frozen spring peas are in here. And then mints that I had.
So many people are so sweet. They're like, where can I get that shirt, chef?
Oh.
We just made it
we were making it.
We should actually put it on the website and make all the donations to like anybody who gets one. We can donate for meals for people or something like that.
Yeah, we'll donate for meals
We'll figure that out. That would be good for Chefs for Humanity.
Good job, honey. Good
No,
idea.
it's everybody on here. They're amazing.
Yes, fork the virus. We're gonna get through this, and this is how we're going to fork the virus. We're going to get through this. So it is definitely not, we are resilient. We are strong. I know we're going to get through it. And because all of you out there have amazing spirits and a wonderful community of people, and it's done. I mean, that's really literally
Diane
quick.
Said that she always cooks at least 2 meals a day, at least 6 days a week, but she's 79, and that's what we always just did. And she lived in a big city, Chicago, for 63 of the years where she was surrounded by restaurants, and she still cooked.
Oh my God, that is an amazing story. I love that, Diane. That's inspiring. That is inspiring.
That's like what you do, babe.
Well, I try, you know. And I'm looking for I just use a little. You know what? When you don't have a ladle, which I have one somewhere, I have to clean this. I have to organize. How about organization?
Somebody asked. I didn't get a chance to ask David, but somebody asked what was your favorite dish when you went to Israel. But what do you think one of your favorites?
What was our favorites?
Oh my God! What didn't we like? We loved. Forget the dishes. The halava, the fresh halava was like ridiculous.
Halava was so good. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, it's like a
sesame.
It's like a sesame candy,
like,
but it's crumbly. It crumbles in your mouth and then it just melts on your tongue. It's made with tahini and sesame. It's so delicious. You guys, this is the spring stew. Is that not yummy? I just took some lamb chops and frozen carrots and peas and some sad mint that I had that I needed to use up. Now, look at it. It's floating around in here with purpose. And this is it. This is super quick. The recipe, of course, will be on our website. And that's going to be our dinner tonight, honey. And I think that also
Teresa said people are getting nicer, that everybody, when she went out today to go shopping, said hello, even with their masks on.
So
everybody was really nice.
I'm glad.
And,
that is the way it should be. We need to all be nice to each other right now because we're all hurting. We're all scared. So we all need to be nice to each other.
Borgman says hello from Brazil and also does a Linist. I might be butchering that, and if I am, I'm sorry.
Yes.
A lot of people said such nice things about David.
He is, you know what, I met David and Neil at the CNN Heroes Awards one year, years ago, and we just hit it off immediately. They invited me over to their house many times to go for parties and grill outs, and you know, Neil's a really great cook too, but you know, they're both just wonderful guys, have a beautiful family. I'm so happy that they have Harper and Gideon. I can't believe they're 9 already. I knew when they were trying to have babies. Amazing. So I'm so happy that all of you guys are happy and healthy today on a Monday.
Bama says hi from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, hi.
Oh,
wow, honey, there went my stew. Nice. Good move, honey.
Oh, wow.
Show everybody what happened. Oh, you might as well show everybody. There you go. There you go. That's an art installation now. That's an art installation. Take a picture of that. That's a good. That's actually a really great art piece. Hold on, let's take a picture.
I'm gonna look that up with you, baby. That
nice.
is beautiful.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I like your kitchen mat, though.
Yeah, that is my kitchen mat. Okay, everybody. Well, as you can see, Nicole and I need to go now. We have a mess to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. You okay, honey?
Oh,
yourself, did you?
no.
There
Thank
you go.
you, baby.
Mwah.
I love you. I think we're still on. I think we're still on.
We are still on.
What's the name of the muffin place again? Round Swamp Farm.
Yeah, Round Swamp Farm.
Yeah.
And let the party get started. Opa! Opa! That's what you say.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, hey, listen, everybody.
It smells good, though. At least I smell like food now.
Yeah, you smell like, I'm going to, you smell like lamb stew. All right, you guys, lots of love. Remember, we will get through this. We will get through this. Fork that virus. You guys have a happy Monday night. It's so good to be connected with you guys again. I hope you had a great weekend. We're going to have an amazing week this week. Tomorrow night, we're coming at you with another special guest. So I'm going to keep it a secret till tomorrow. You guys will know soon enough.
Pascal says she's laughing that the stew is gone.
Oh, my God. Well,
keep laughing, Pascal. Keep laughing.
You guys have a great night. I'm giving you a big food hug. And see you tomorrow.